video, I'm going to be talking about some of the signs that could indicate that you are the black sheep of your family that is meant to be a healer, or the person that's going to be the one to change things in the bloodline forever. Okay, we're going to go through some of the signs that this might be you. We are going to be exploring some of the signs that could indicate that you are the one that's going to be the cycle breaker, the one that will finally change things for the better in your bloodline. First sign that you are the black sheep of the family is that you inherit generational trauma. You are the one to inherit extreme amounts of trauma, and you might look around like your cousins and your siblings and your cousins, and you might think to yourself like, why am I the one that's like unlucky? Why am I the one to have been passed down all of this trauma? So like some people inherit money or other things. You just seem to have been the one to inherit generational trauma. You felt like growing up that the people around you were sort of reading off scripts. It felt like they just treated you differently, or they responded to you very differently. It really felt like maybe you stuck in like a movie where people are just reading off like these scripts, that they have lines, and you are the one that is kind of like getting all of this, and you don't understand why. Especially when you're a child, you don't understand why. You just feel like something is just off, like something doesn't feel right here. Like, why am I the one to go through this or to experience this when I can see that the people around me are the ones who kind of never had to experience this or never had to go through this. Feels like it's coming from generations, that what you have experienced is a byproduct of things that have been circling in the bloodline for decades and centuries, and now it's coming to you. You really feel like, why am I the one to be attacked? Why am I the target? You really feel targeted, especially when you're experiencing a lot of these generational trauma as your childhood trauma. It feels like you are the one that's being targeted. You are deemed as rebellious or stubborn. Because you are somebody who had to go through a lot of this trauma, you start to become very open to a lot of the unconsciousness all around you. You start to become aware that the people around you are going about practicing certain things, being a little bit unaware and unconscious to certain things, and may have never really questioned a lot of things. But you, as somebody who is the black sheep of the family, you are the one who questions things. Not like things cannot really easily get past you. You are the one who will question it, and you are the one who will kind of like seek the truth out of it. Oftentimes be called stubborn or having a very strong personality, and that is because you just are aware. You are just very observant. You've always been observant, and you can tell that a lot of the BS that's in the family, a lot of the BS that's passed down from generation, when it comes to you, it just cannot penetrate you. Like, you will question it, and if it doesn't align, if it doesn't feel authentic, if it doesn't make any sense, you'll be the one to change it, one to see it through a whole different lens of awareness and consciousness. So when it gets filtered through your lens of consciousness, it will be changed. So things that were always the same for decades, when it comes to you, you'll be the one to change it. Now, the thing is that when people see this, people like your family members and people you've born and brought up with, your extended family, they will start to really be like, like, why is she not doing what everybody else is doing? Like she's just like, sometimes you might be called different, or sometimes they might just think like, oh, like, this person is like, just not wise or not smart or something like that. But oftentimes you'll be called these things just because you are somebody who just sees things for what they are. You feel like you don't belong, especially in the family that you're born and brought up in. Okay, you just feel like there's something that's just wrong. I remember there was a time where I was like questioning, I was asking the universe, did you get it wrong? Did you place me in like the wrong family? Like, am I adopted? Like, what is going on? Like, what exactly is going on? Because I just feel like I don't belong here. Like, ever since I was a kid, there's always been this strange feeling within myself where it felt like I just do not belong. Why are people around me so different? That I see things so differently than them. Always felt different. I always felt like the odd one out. And because of that, there's a whole lot of loneliness that I felt, even as a child, because it's like you're just born into a family and you kind of like handed all this trauma that you didn't even ask for. Trauma that you did not expect or did not ask for, it's given to you. And, with that, it's like you also feel like maybe I just don't belong here. Like something is wrong. Maybe the universe got it wrong. Maybe God got it wrong. Like maybe like I feel the sense of not belonging, and I really don't even know where I belong. And as a child, you question these things. And a child questioning these things is a big thing, because a child not feeling like they belong in the family that they were born and brought up in can raise so much of other issues for the child. So I experienced that a lot. I like just the sense of like I don't belong here. Maybe I'm like an alien or from a different planet, but why are these people around me so different? Why I am so different than the people around me? That was a question that I asked myself so much growing up. Next one is you are drawn to spirituality and self-development. You are going to be the healer. Oftentimes, the black sheep of the family becomes the healer of the bloodline. This whole path is a very difficult path. As I said, you are handed a lot of trauma. Just being born into a family, you just handed a lot of the trauma that you didn't ask for, trauma that you kind of ask yourself like, why did I have to go through those things? You are somebody who seeks healing. Some people, they have the opportunity to use a lot of their traumas to better themselves and to heal and to be the ones to change everything for the bloodline, but they might be the ones to hide and run away because it's a difficult path. And so that is a missed opportunity. But for you, the black sheep of the family, the one who is prepared to deal with the pain, the one who is prepared to work through the trauma, to evolve through the trauma, through the pain, you will be the one that is oftentimes drawn to spirituality, things that facilitate your healing, energy work. You will just be the one that feels like the old soul that is called into just evolving, the one that will oftentimes choose healing. That's why you will make a difference, because you are the one who's not running away, but you are sitting down, you're choosing to heal, you're choosing to go through everything that needs to be gone through. You become the healer. Eventually, you are the one that will become the healer of the family. Something that you never really expected, especially as a child, but it's in your path, especially if you are somebody who knows that it is better to just heal yourself rather than just take all this pain and really pass it down. You are somebody who knows that, and you're wise enough to know that it really just ends with you. Number 5, you are somebody who will live an authentic life. Not a life that society is trying to tell you need to live, or the boxes that society is trying to place you within. You are somebody who will live an authentic life based upon listening to your inner guidance, following your heart. You will create a life out of that, and that will be a life that's based upon purpose and meaning. Sometimes you have the sheep mentality where everybody is like sort of doing what everybody else is doing, and they think that that is the right thing, but actually their thing, the thing that they need to do, might be completely different than what somebody else needs to do. And living an authentic life means that you don't really do what everybody else is doing. You do what feels right to you. You do what aligns to you, what makes sense in your life, what resonates. And that can look so different than what everybody else is doing. For you are somebody who will most likely have to even fight to live an authentic life. And I'm saying fight to live an authentic life because to do things that, not everybody else is doing, you are oftentimes will be seen as different. You'll be seen as, just the odd one out, somebody who doesn't really fit in. But this is something that means a lot to you. Not doing what everybody else is doing, not going where everybody else is going, means that you've taken a path that's very different. And because of that, there's a lot of challenges that come with that. If you are somebody who has the courage and the bravery to live an authentic life, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It takes a lot of courage to choose a life where you know it's based upon the things that you want to do, based upon your heart, based upon your resonance. And that's not going to be where everybody else is going and what everybody else is doing. And you can sort of stand out. You can be the one to stand out, and be called different, or as I said, difficult or stubborn. But you know that this is important, that you live a life that is authentic to you, that is true to you. It is very important that you live a life that's on purpose, and not just going about doing what everybody else is doing, and kind of following the sheep in a way. You are somebody who is the black sheep of the family. Ironically, black sheep, but you're more like a black snake. My friend used to tell me all the time, you're not the black sheep of the family. You are the black snake of the family, and you must, remember that. And so, when it comes to being the black sheep of the family, there is this song called "Stand Up" that comes from the movie Harriet, and it's based upon Harriet Tubman's story. And she has very famously quoted this quote from the Bible, which is, I go to prepare a place for you. There's much more to that quote. I'm just summarizing, but it's along that line. I go to prepare a place for you, meaning that she'll be the one to go and break the cycle so that the future generation can have an easier time and can have it a little bit easier. And so cycle breakers, black sheeps of the family who are cycle breakers, know this to be so true, that the reason, most importantly, that they're doing this, not only just healing themselves, but they know that they are creating a better life for the ones to come. And that is a big part of their work and their mission here on earth. Most likely will feel that as you are breaking these cycles and doing all of this, nobody's going to really reward you for it. It's more silent that you have to go through and do this. And a lot of times the family around you, even though you know that it's going to be very, very purposeful and it's going to serve the family, you will be mostly judged, misunderstood, criticized for the path that you've taken. As a black sheep of the family, as the healer of the family, as the one that's going to be the one to really change things for the better, you think that you have to go through as a cycle breaker, does eventually add up. You might not be able to reap the rewards now, but your future generation, the future generation that's yet to come, they will be the one to reap the rewards. The future generation, things will be a little bit more easier because of you. You'll be the one to, pave the way and to change things for the better in your bloodline. So thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, then do comment down below. I would love to hear, your journey, some of your experiences as a black sheep of the family. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for receiving as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.